Video piracy is a big business. It includes theft of video content and the illegal redistribution of it. What that means is pre-released movies, linear TV channels, yes, even the news, sports events, TV series, all of these are redistributed without license via torrent sites, open websites, through subscription-based networks. You can see on the slide the numbers the money lost to piracy, and you need to ask yourself, I hope you ask yourself, why are these numbers so high? Well, first of all, because piracy undermines the entire TV and entertainment industry. So when there's piracy, this includes loss of revenues to the studios, to the actors, to the technicians, to cameramen and women, to subtitle companies, audio editing houses, and the list goes on. So in this context, today we're going to talk about, we usually talk about three perpetrators, and we're going to focus on one of them. So the three perpetrators who, want content to be free. We in the cyber security world know that for years and years and years, hackers have been saying information wants to be free. Well, in the video world, it's content wants to be free. The three players are hackers who attack the security technologies that protect content and the distribution methods of content. The pirates who then use those exploits to capitalize on a hack and illicitly redistribute the content for a fee. And then there's the end users, that's us, right, who sin and watch stolen content on the web or on social media. There are some people who do this, end users, who don't really understand that the content that they're consuming is stolen, but most simply don't care. And in fact, we should care, because the money that's lost to the industry through piracy is actually what would have paid to produce the next season of your favorite TV series, for example. So anyway, as I mentioned, today we're going to concentrate on the hackers part in this. My name is Avigail Gutman, and I lead an intelligence-based operational security team. Our mission is to track hackers who target Synamedia's video security technologies. And how do we do it? Well, we have a team that does a lot of web intelligence, but we also mingle with the pirates and the hackers themselves. We do this online, we do this physically in the real world, and of course, we analyze their technologies, the hackers' technologies. So the story that I want to share with you today actually begins in late 2020, when my team discovered what would soon become a trend called pirate scripts, or CDN scripts. In 2020, 2020 was a very special year for everybody, I think. It was the year where everybody in the world spent a lot of time in lockdown due to COVID. We all sat on the couch with popcorn and we're watching plenty of TV. And hackers and pirates are no different, right? They were home too. They also had time on their hands, and they started to realize the financial potential of scaling up what was already a flourishing video piracy business. So traditionally, video pirates used to, or still do even, pull video out from legitimate subscription devices, whether it be the application on your phone or a set-top box, media player, and they would pull it out from the HDMI port to restream the content onward to their end users, right, to their customers. And to counter this, the video security industry put in a bunch of layers of security. This could include digital rights management, DRM, which is the software encryption for content. Detection mechanisms for specific video would be something like watermarking, where you watermark the video. And then that comes with an elaborate monitoring system to monitor all the pirate content that's flowing over the internet to private networks of pirates, or to social networks, etc. And then once you monitor it, you can detect the watermark and terminate it at the source. And this is a cat and mouse game. So we're always on, we're always alert and on the lookout to see what pirates will come up with next, what will be their next move, since we're constantly hitting their sources. How will they counter that? And make no mistake, I mean, for the pirates and hackers, it's also a cat and mouse game, and they're also looking for a new source of video, one that will elude detection from us. So as part of our work, our team follows the hackers' internal conversations, and as expected, they eventually did pivot and found something new. They planned to hack into the legitimate video operators' networks. There they hope to find what we call the content distribution network, the CDN, right, that holds the exclusive content, and to pull it out and maybe to strip the DRM encryption if they could. And voila, they had HD quality video and audio and subtitles wherever they needed. And there was no latency issues and no watermarking on this content because the content was in the operator's server before it was distributed, before the watermark was embedded in it. So all of these things are, all of these types of attacks are very familiar in a cybersecurity world, but they were a new kind of modus operandi for video pirates. And in the video pirates, this is what was called CDN scripts, okay? What we discovered and early on is that we could gather all these scripts. And of course, first we tested them, and then we reverse engineered them in order to understand the actual exploit. And what we found was that these scripts were in fact a set of tools. They were used to emulate legitimate video player, right? So that they can identify themselves and get authenticated vis-a-vis the server. And the objective was to gain the access and then to pull out the content. Now, the content, as you know, was encrypted with a DRM, but there have been enough DRM vulnerabilities discussed openly over the last few years for them to create another tool within the script that actually strips the DRM or decrypts the content. Now, once these scripts generated the unencrypted content, the content was transferred to a pirate's CDN or content distribution network on a separate cloud host for further redistribution to the pirates or to the end users even. We think that this is the place where video piracy meets cybercrime or cyber hacking. So hacking for video piracy meets hacking for cybercrime. They converge. And the facts that the CDNs are in the cloud obviously enable hackers to exploit also cloud environment vulnerabilities. And it leveraged all kinds of common exploits like, impersonation, rooting the devices in order to gain access, stealing or duplicating tokens, just the mere gaining of unauthorized access to these cloud host services. Obviously, we weren't going to let this pass, right? We weren't going to let it go. And so now that we understood the methods that were used by the hackers, and this gave us a really good view of the vulnerabilities and the holes that they exploited, we learned how to plug them. And we're currently in the process of rolling out our protective solution for content distribution operators, the likes of broadcasters and OTT service providers, to safeguard their content and their content distribution networks. And to ensure that, the only licensed viewers can actually catch the latest movies that come out. So our message here today is that piracy in the TV and entertainment world has actually evolved over the last couple of years into another form of cybercrime. We think it should be treated like another form of cybercrime. This has so many implications for all of us, anyone who wants to continue to watch TV at least. Thank you.